Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. I am Fearless Floyd. As you see from the title, today we're going to talk about the secured party process and what that looks like. It's been around for quite a while, a very long time, folks. I'm not going to dilly-dally around about it. Let me go over here and pull it up. Here is this is another one of the files right here. Secured party creditor and strawman UCC work. I don't know what that is, but anyway. Redemption service, Trademark, a private membership info club, America's #1 redemption UCC secured party. Secured party creditor. When you were born alive, living, breathing, flesh and blood human being and considered sovereign. You were only subject to your parents at that moment in time. Then one of your parents signed their signature onto a birth record. That birth record was a preliminary document that was then soon after converted into and became your live certificate of birth, aka your birth certificate. It was also a contract with the state government between your parents and the state, inadvertently, unknowingly made by your parents through their signature. Through the parent's signature, all title to the child is released to the state, signed over to it. The state then assumes commercial control over the contract, birth certificate, and processes that contract more or less as if it were articles of incorporation. In doing so, they ultimately change all letters within the birth certificate contract entirely into all uppercase letters, whereby they establish an ens legis strawman, fictional commercial debtor corporation, the child's name in all caps, legally representative of the child. Legal fictions, such as that of corporations, being artificial persons, are lawfully defined. This grounded fact that governments are corporations when the Supreme Court of the United States confirmed it in the following decision, Van Brocklin versus State of Tennessee. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why it jumped over there, but it did, and I misread that. So let me go back and reread that last one. I jumped over here, and I don't know why that's there. But I'll read it here in a minute, but I want you to see this, okay? Because what you're looking at, if you see over here, study guide, study outline, introduction, Illuminati, Rothschild, cracking the code, Wizard of Oz, why the UCC filing, meet your straw man, secure party creditor, prisoners in America, MMS. Okay. Now you go down here and you see this right here. This is the American Sovereign Bulletin, or the Americans Bulletin, after they changed the name and took the sovereign out of it because of the sovereign citizen issues. Way back then. And of course, you see the redemption manual 4.0. It actually wasn't a 4 point anything, it was just a 4. The next book they came out with was 4.5. So at the time you see this document right here, requested donation of $1,500. And here's the redemption manual. But it goes on and on and on and on. And you guys know this story. You've heard it a gazillion times, but here it is. And again, all this material, it dates back to 2013 is when I got it. So this is probably right around that date, if not before. So it's definitely 2013 or older. Yeah, I can't click on those links. And that's it. So this has been around for a while, all this information. This is nothing new that you're reading now. At one time, could this have been an effective manual for the process that it is? I've explained that since what you're looking at was, probably a 20-year evolution for them to get, somewhere in the 80s, actually started in the 70s, mid 70s, but in the 80s, and then the 90s, and then the early 2000s is when it really started taking off. And by the mid, the teens, the 20 teens, 2010 to 2020, a lot of people were doing these processes, Anna von Reitz being one of them. So there's nothing new under the sun. These processes, and I haven't talked to anybody, but it looks like potentially they used to work way back, a long time ago before tens of thousands of people had seen these and tried to execute these processes. And then every little person takes it and, they create their own process. Like Chris Hauser tried to do it, the 1099A. Oh, that's my process. Now he's over here trying to be a private banker. I mean, folks, this stuff has been around forever. I want you to ask yourself this. I didn't post it. I didn't say this in the last video, but I'm going to tell you this. Anybody, I don't care who the fuck they are, anybody who's trying to sell you a process, this should be the first thing out of your mouth. I need proof of concept, which means how the fuck does it work? And I better be able to understand everything I'm looking at. Because if you don't, then you might get okey doked and they just pull a fast one on you. Proof of concept, proof of success. Okay. Those two things. And the proof of success, carry that too a little bit more. You need to see it happen at least twice. Hopefully with two different things, but if it works twice with your, let's just say, an electric bill, you got rid of November and December utilizing this process. So that looks pretty effective because you were able to emulate it. If no one can provide you with the proof of concept and proof of success, turn around and walk away. Turn them off. Go somewhere else. Most of these gurus, they know a whole bunch of shit, but it's just a bunch of shit because it's really useless in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, some of these guys sound, stupid, smart, wicked. They've said this stuff like thousands of times, so it's very easy for them to just regurgitate this stuff over and over and over and over and over. And as they learn more, it becomes a more grandeur speech or process or whatever it is to entail you to come join up. We got the way. And I'll use David Lester Straight and his Freedom Bot mastermind program that took 12 months to complete so you would access your minor trust. Well, we're going into our 13th month of that program. And guess what? We do not have people who've accessed their trust. So, any process, I don't care I don't care what it is. Proof of concept, proof of success. I have a process right now where a gentleman obtained an $11 million and 33,000 something hundred and something cents. Yeah, you heard me right. 11,033,000. 11,033,000 made out to his trust. I've seen the check. He sent me a copy and the process. But he has not yet accessed the funds. So that's what I'm looking for. I have the proof of concept because he entrusted me with the process that I wouldn't put it out here in the public. I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't make a class out of it. But I have it. I have it all. I have a lot of stuff. So be careful what you're paying for and who you're paying for. If there's no end goal, it's like, okay, I'm going to pay $1,000 to take this class to learn this. What's your end goal? What's the fruit? The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. If you just take this thing and then you just like nowhere, you just wasted your time, money, energy following a fruitless process. So the secure party process, there's a bunch of people out there who utilize it, profess that it's ironclad and works. It probably used to work very well, but it doesn't anymore. There are many other components that have to be assimilated along with, the secure party process. As a standalone process, it's inadequate to achieve probably what you're assuming that you would want to achieve with it. But however, if you know how to utilize it as a piece to your puzzle, in the grand scheme of things, you're going to finish your puzzle. Most people don't know how to do the whole panoply of talk of things that you're required to do to make it all a bigger picture. So, like I said, these processes have been out for a long time. Don't get hoodwinked into paying for them because there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to this community over here in the private, I call it, where everybody's doing these processes. Everybody's teaching this, teaching that. And I just don't see anyone succeeding and being successful and, obtaining some access to their trust or anybody getting the white card or the black card. Don't see it. If you know anybody that has either of that, access to their trust or a TDA account with their trust, or have redeemed a birth certificate for any money that they're actually spending and living on, enjoying life, not having to work or pay bills, let me know about that. Anything out there, because I hear all the time, oh yeah, this works, that works, but nobody can send me the two things that I require: proof of concept, proof of success. I hear the rumors, hear the gossip, but no tangible substance. So as we find facts and conclude law here and search for the truth, I'm still searching. And as you see, I've been searching for a long, damn time. And I figured out during that journey that I was not the smartest clown in class, that I better go find some people that are a little bit smarter than I am, a little bit more intelligent than I am, know more people than I do, study harder than I do. And I found them. And the sad part is they're no further along than I am. Because I stopped doing all the processes because I saw, strikeout after strikeout after. I mean, I couldn't even get a base hit. And I'm talking hundreds of at-bats. Hundreds, if not well over 1,000. I mean, I couldn't count how many voucher coupon remittances I've submitted, not only for myself, but for other people. How many all these other processes that I've done. I mean, it's maddening. It's numbing. It will burn you out, wear you out, just divest you spiritually of any peace and happiness because you keep looking for it to happen and it never does. And it just gets more disappointing and frustrating the further you go and continue to do it. So don't stop living your life expecting one of these processes to hit and maximize your investment of time, money, and energy, and you would get this big windfall return somehow by utilizing this process. Because believe me, if I had a white card or black card, I would even be making this video. Sorry. Nothing left for me to say except good night. The next video, it'd just be me having fun. I'm not getting on here telling you guys about nothing about the private processes, any of that crap. No, don't care. I'm going to go live my life and have fun, as anyone would and should do once they get the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And it's not through some funky ass paperwork that's been around for years and years, if not decades. It probably at one time did work. But over time, like as you remember, some of you probably too young to even have this done, but back when I was in school, elementary school, back when we used to hide under our desks or in the hallway, curled up in a ball with our arms behind our head, waiting for the nuclear bomb to come explode, like that was going to save us. Yeah, way back then. That was a thing. Nuclear drills, nuclear bomb drills. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, way back then, the teacher would come up with this simple phrase like, Mary had a little lamb, but not something so common, like Jack had a blue ball. That's better. Okay. So she would tell the first person at that first seat, far right hand of the room, on the teacher's end, my left, and she'd whisper in their ear, okay, I want you to turn her. Oh, she tell class, okay, I'm going to tell Mary up here something, and then Mary's going to turn around, tell the person behind her, but they're going to whisper because they don't want anybody else to hear. And they're going to go all the way around the room. If we're going to go from back seat over to the back seat, and then all the way up the front, and the front to the front, and then all the way back, and we're going to go all the way to the last person. And that last person, when you hear it, stand up and tell the room what the secret is. So Jack had a blue ball. By the time it gets back to the last person in the room, because it went through all those brains, went in one ear and out the mouth. Somehow Jack had a blue ball, became my dog Spot jumps high. That's what happened to these processes. Everybody went in and put in their 2 cents. Oh, I can make this better. I can make it stronger. I should add this law to it, this new law, or this new, this, that. And I'm guilty of it. Don't think I always stand up and admit my guilt. And, it's part of the journey. It's part of something I had to learn that, maybe what I got, was functionable and I went and screwed it all up. Or maybe it was functionable, but whoever sold it to me or taught it to me or showed it to me changed it. And you just don't know. That's the problem with all these processes. So be very careful out there. Because there's people left and right got their hands out. They're ready to charge you a ton of money to run you around in circles, confuse you. Patrick Marino was excellent at that. Excellent. He would get on there and talk about it and, not talk about it. And then everybody would be confused, like, well, how come I didn't understand what the hell he said? We're talking about trust, and he really didn't even talk about trust. So then they do a consultation, and in the consultation, he'd confuse them even more. And then they'd have to do a consultation with one of his admins to kind of decipher the gibberish that this guy said in his, class, and then again on his consultation. And he's just raking in the bugs. God, these people are stupid. Keep going. And then they turn it into a cult. And we'll close everybody off. Yeah. Don't get caught. That's all I can say. Anyway, I've got to go. And if you need anything, you know what to do. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I will do some more. We're going to cover the more processes that are out there.